Hi lovelies, this is Sheree from Divine Visions. Welcome to all new and existing subscribers. I'm glad you could join me today. Grab a cuppa, pull up a chair and chillax with me while I read for you guys, because this is for the divine feminines. This is your divine masculine leaving you a divine love letter. This is coming from his higher self. I've been feeling this energy with me all day today. Even from the early hours of this morning, I woke to a divine masculine, and it's kind of like the voice of all divine masculines coming through and urging me to do a message today for you guys. So, as I've explained before in the past, when I tune into the twin flames, I tune into certain groups within the collective, and I never know before going into a reading which ones will come through. I'm just guided to do a reading or a message at that time, and it's because I don't want to put expectations on there either. I don't want to put my own beliefs out there or anything like that. So I'm just the medium, I'm the open channel for whatever is meant to come through today. I'm just trying to get my breath because it's like exciting messages that want to come through. I feel the divine masculines, the ones I'm tuning into already now as I'm starting, and that have been around me, are so feeling such love, and there's an overwhelming feeling on my heart chakra right now as I'm tuning into this. So these messages are obviously coming from their higher self, but it doesn't mean that in the 3D they don't feel these things either. They just can't express them. So basically what we're going to be doing is taking a look on a deeper level at where the divine masculine is at in the 3D. I hope I can talk properly. It's supposed to be the bloody Mercury retrograde coming through soon, so interesting. I've had technicalities already with my bloody video before. I actually did a video and then it completely disappeared off my phone, and on my computer it wasn't on there either, so God knows what's happened. But here I am doing another one, so hopefully this will work this time. Okay. Just wanted to say thank you also. I appreciate your divine donations. That's really appreciated. You're so kind. Thank you for your support, guys, and thank you for commenting on the channel. I read each and every comment, and I love how you're all supporting each other also. So let's get started. I'm just tuning in. I'm going to be taking a look at his heart space first of all, the divine masculine's heart space. Now, if this doesn't resonate with you, you can click off the video and come back another time. As I said, I tune into different ones at different times, so depending on what level you're on and you know what I'm tuning into today, what energy, or you can just take the messages that resonate, guys. So it's up to you. I'm pretty sure you'll have a feeling, you'll know within yourself whether this is yours or not. Okay. Okay. Now, for some reason, I am getting a dark-haired masculine. I feel like this, not that this is not important for anyone else who has a different, you know, looking divine masculine, but for some reason I'm seeing the dark brown hair coming through. Some of you might resonate with this, so there will be different ones coming through, I'm sure. It's not all for dark-haired guys, dark-haired divine masculines, but that's coming through for some reason. There's a boyish charm with this one, and he's cheeky. I get a cheeky energy, and that's one of them coming through. Some of you will really resonate with that personality. Okay, I call in Divine Spirit, please, to help assist me with this channeling tonight. The divine love letter from the divine masculine to the divine feminine, please. I ask that my spirit family, spirit guides, guardian angels, please step forward to share any loving messages that you'd like to during this reading, also for those divine feminines in need of comfort or higher guidance as well. And this is a very special message. I don't know why this is coming up here, but it's relevant to those who will understand this. But There might be self-harming. Some divine feminines might self-harm. And this is something that I'm not really familiar with. I've had no experience with anyone that has done this. So I'm not here to guide any, give counseling or anything like that. But I feel like this could be a special message today for those who are internalizing. And self-harm doesn't have to just be physically. It could be addiction-wise. It could be that internally you're negatively thinking. So it could relate to many of you. There could be physical self-harm as well, through the use of substance abuse, or cutting or anything like that. It's something that's coming up here that's not just emotionally. You're not emotionally just emotionally or psychologically damaged and hurt in some way through this journey, but you're also some of you are physically harming your bodies, which harms your soul and harms, your divine masculine's picking up on this as well. Okay. And I know this might sound like, cliche or whatever, but the first thing I'm really feeling really strongly right now as I'm tuning in is I feel this excitement and eagerness to tell you that he loves you. He absolutely loves you. He adores you. You shine. You're the light in his life. And I know some of you are not going to really think, oh, well, that doesn't seem right because he's like this and he's like that. But we're talking from his higher self, remember, guys, and what's going on deep within him is this really beautiful, deep love for you that he can't express. He can't express it in the physical right now, the 3D. He's undergoing massive changes internally. And I see, for some reason, the words shadow and night. So it feels like to me that this is the dark night of the soul for some divine masculines, that they're undergoing this major painful transformation right now, because any transformation isn't comfortable at all. It's really transformation is a transition from one point of being to another. So you are shedding the old and turning into something new. And so to do that is a painful experience. It's not a fast experience either. So especially when, as humans, we are attached to certain things that are familiar to us, and they may not necessarily be a good path, but we might be attached because we're familiar, we don't like change, we're afraid of change. And that's what's going on with this divine masculine, is that he's afraid of change, he's resistant, he's reluctant, but he knows it's necessary. But divine masculines are very different to divine feminines. Divine masculines need to feel that they're in control and that they have their shit together, basically, and that, they feel ashamed. They see it as a sign of weakness if they don't hold their act together or have everything together strong in their life. If they don't have that strong foundation or building their empire or handling themselves emotionally, they feel weak and vulnerable and are looked at as, just weak. And that's society for you. So they have grown up with this in their childhood, through past lives. They've had a lot of expectations put onto them, that they are constantly bombarded with how they're feeling, what they need to feel. They're being told what to feel. They're being told how to open up, when to open up. It's that kind of thing they're really struggling with, because as we know, it's very hard for divine masculines to open up, let alone express what they're feeling. So they find it hard enough just to open that channel, let alone express what they're feeling. And half the time they don't even know. They don't even know what they're feeling, guys. So it's going to be interesting to tap into what your divine masculine is actually feeling and what he wants to share with you about that, what he feels about you, where he sees that, he wants you to be with together. Yeah, and any other extra messages that are coming through. And some of you read the Bible, some of you are praying, very religious. And I can see that for a lot of you, that you have a faith and you are praying for your divine masculine and for union. But he's also asking that you pray for his healing. not from a place of need, but for a place of, you know, for his own growth, and sending him that love and compassion for his journey as well. He's hiding away, guys, because of the anger and the frustration that's put onto him through the pain that the divine feminines are feeling. So a lot of them are standing and stomping their foot on the ground, standing their ground, basically saying, you know, I'm not doing this until he does this, and he has to do this, and he hurt me, etc. And that's fair enough, he did, you know, but at the same time, he's not going to come to you into union while you're doing that. If anything, it's going to cause him to hide away even more, and he's going to feel more pressured, because he is undergoing a journey right now where he's letting go of old karmic ties, negative attachments, healing from childhood wounds, and even past karmic stuff from like past lives that he's not even aware of, but that he's trying to detach himself from. He's trying to disconnect from anything that society has put onto him, that he's had to be placed into some kind of a box where he has to be a certain way, and it's expected of him to be this way. And over time, I think it's really hard, and it has been hard for divine masculines to get in touch with their feminine side that's open and receptive and nurturing and feeling and expressive and all that kind of thing. Some masculines are able to go into that role but still find it hard to express, but they're kind of on their way. Other divine masculines have become quite detached from their own emotions. So that's why in that point of being in the dark night of the soul, they've got no choice but to confront and feel all those feelings that they've pushed aside or have tried to disconnect from. So it's extremely scary for divine masculines. They have a lot of fear going on, not just in the real world, but in their own inner world. Okay, so there's a lot going on that we have no idea about because they can't talk about it. So, and there's a lot of addictions for them, and there's a lot of running away, and there's a lot of cutting and running from themselves. They're not just running from divine feminines, they're running from themselves. But in the end, it has to catch up to them, They can't run away from themselves forever. It's going to be a point in time where they just have no choice but to stop. And they'll be forced to. And have no choice but to go into that battle within, and slaying that beast within, because there's a lot of darkness there in terms of fears and anger and agitation and addictions and shame, guys. There's a lot of shame. So let's have a look. I want to get into this. Just going to have my water. Okay. All right, let's get started. So I feel so much excitement. My goodness. Like, even though this is happening, the higher self, the 5D self is like, yes, let's start this already. It's so weird as a collective, like within groups, within the collective. I don't even know how you'd say that, but that's how I say it. All right, let's have a look. What's the main theme? What's the main energy going on with this divine masculine right now, please? What is the main... Where's the divine masculine sitting right now in the 3D? What's really going on with him right now? And I might get some other messages coming through just randomly, because they do come in. Just like I saw the dark-haired divine masculine, but there'll be other ones that come through as well, guys. This is not just for those who have dark hair, by the way, but that was just something significant coming from those of you who do recognize a dark-haired divine masculine who has that boyish charm and a cheeky smile, who still needs some growing up to do. He might have some tattoos, that's what I'm hearing. Funny, these things. And there's some divine masculines in their 40s or 50s who have carried so much baggage for so long, and some of them have been married a few times, and they're carrying karmic stuff from those marriages as well. There's a hell of a lot going on. And they're trying to keep on to their youth. So it's why they don't want to settle and things like that right now. They're running away from commitments and stuff like that. Because they were never really able to live it, I'm hearing. And the divine feminines that were in their lives reminded them of their mothers. So there was definitely some karmic stuff to heal there. They might have been controlling, domineering, influencing them, maybe non-emotional even, because some mothers aren't nurturing. So they've been learning a lot regarding other divine feminines in their life. And so when it comes to you, by the time they come to you, they're like, they're freaking out. And I'm laughing because they're laughing. I can feel the energy of the divine masculines. I have a bit of a warped sense of humor, and you have to. And spirit does have a sense of humor, guys. But that's what I see, is that the divine masculines are kind of like, by the time they get to you through all these karmic cycles that they've been through with ex-partners and even their own mothers, it's the divine feminine figures in their lives. By the time they come to you, they're like freaked out and scared. They've got all this stuff that's accumulated, karmic stuff within them. And the intensity of this connection freaks them out. And they've come to you at a point in time where they want to be nurtured. They have a magnetic attraction to you. But then they're shit scared at the same time, because what if you wreck them? What if you ruin them even more? Because they've been through this journey so long, by the time they meet you, they're kind of like done and dusted with, all the other relationships are done and dusted and they're over it, and they can't be bothered with relationships or commitments or anything like that. And as we know, the twin flame connection, there can be rare unions, guys, because there's so much running and chasing and trying to heal old patterns. And until the divine masculine and the divine feminine get their act together and heal and self-love and all those things and face what they need to, then union could be very, very difficult in this lifetime. All right. But as we know, you're always connected in spirit. You can't ever run away from your twin, really, in spirit. So let's have a look here. What's going on with this divine masculine right now, please? Where is his current energy? What is he wanting to show us right now, please? Oh, there it is. The Novice. So these are new for me, so I'm not used to these cards, but the Novice: innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. Oh, wow. This is very, very interesting. This divine masculine is at a point in his transformation, going through the dark night of the soul. He's really new on this path. It's not familiar to him at all. And he might feel very unsteady right now going into this, maybe hesitant in moving forward. He doesn't have the experience or the knowledge right now, and doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do right now. He doesn't know which way forward, which way back. He's sort of like just... Yeah, he just doesn't know. New skill without practice. He's a beginner. It feels like for some of you, you'd understand this too, that he's almost like doesn't have skills in relationships, doesn't know how to express himself or communicate properly. He might have social issues, like social skills. He might be introverted. There's just this kind of energy here where this is all new to him. And I mean, I'm saying that he might be a good social person. He might be out there and confident in his job and all that kind of thing. But when it comes to relationships, there might not be that much experience, or especially in this relationship, he's got no idea. He's got no idea how to come forward with this. So we've got the King of Cups. King of Cups. And the Five of Cups, guys. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So he hasn't emotionally matured as yet. The Five of Cups represents sadness, and he might be just really focusing on all the bad things that have happened and his pain. But he is healing. The King of Cups is someone who is emotionally mature, and they do come into this wisdom within themselves, and they've had a lifetime of experience of heartaches and pain, and they heal themselves, and they're very intuitive, very gentle, very sensitive, and he's coming into this kind of energy, but he has no choice but to heal his own heart, and he has no idea how to. Because in the past, he would run to relationships or another person, or sometimes the divine masculines would move from one to the other, one person to the other, one person to the other. So they'd come out of a relationship and then move to the next. And it was kind of like that was his way of healing. So he's never really healed from past relationships. He's always just moved on to the, and I'm not trying to say that the divine masculine just moves on to all these other people, you know, not that he's a player or anything like that, but a lot of the ones that I'm tuning into right here haven't really given themselves time out to heal properly and gain the wisdom and knowledge emotionally. So when they come into this with you, they have no idea how to heal from the past and give you what you need, which is that emotional maturity and stability. You know, he's not emotionally stable at this time. And there is immaturity here. He's trying to learn how to cope with his emotions. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So he's trying to chase his wishes and dreams, and that's what he wants. He wants to chase his, wishes and desires, but he knows he can't really because he hasn't got that maturity. He hasn't moved on from the past. He's just only now learning how to deal with the feelings from the past, let alone let go of it. Excuse me. So, yeah, this is where I see him, is that in the past he's been so ignorant. He hasn't wanted to look into himself or even heal from the past stuff. He's just left things as they are, left them up in the air and moved on to the next thing. And now it's catching up with him. So he's realizing in this dark night of the soul how much pain he's caused others. He's starting to look at that. And there's that shame once again coming up because he knows he's hurt hearts, he's broken hearts before. This is not something he's proud of, but it's new territory now coming into this with you. And he understands how ignorant he was in approaching love. And to him, it might have been at one stage for some of them in their earlier time that it was just a game in love. They didn't really take it seriously or really allow someone in so deeply into their heart or into their life. So it's kind of just on that surface level. But there has been at least one extreme pain that's been caused to him from somebody in the past. And, you know, it could be more than one for some of you. And he hasn't healed. He hasn't healed from it. It's almost like that one pain, that main pain, it could have been a karmic that did this to him, has now caused him to really shut off and go back to square one and has no idea how to come out from that. See this? Autumn, release. He's at the point of having to release right now the past. Sacred sexuality. Okay, this is it. This is it right here. There was no real, he didn't allow himself to really have that strong emotional connection with somebody. It might have just been more physical. Not to say that there was no love in his heart for anyone. I'm not saying he's like that because then he would be cold and callous. But what I feel is that he only let a person into his heart so far. I don't think this divine masculine has ever really known true love until they've come across you and then they've just run away. They've run away because it's foreign to them. They've realized this doesn't feel familiar, what's going on. Like you've triggered them into this thing where they have to run away now. But there's a sacred sexuality you guys share. I'm trying to get rid of that glare, guys. There's a sacred sexuality that you guys share here, but there's a lot of sexual karmic, like a build-up of karmic stuff here regarding sexuality for him. So there might have been sexual abuse in his past, or there's just been issues. He might have had some hang-ups, or he might have just been in a lot of casual relationships where it just never really eventuated into anything meaningful and deep for him. So in love, when it comes to love, he's very much not very experienced. And I just dropped it again, so hang on. So that's interesting, guys. Like he wants you to know that's where he's at right now. He's undergoing a lot of transformation regarding having to face addictions. It could be sex addictions, could be just how he has been with partners in the past when it comes to sexuality, and how much has he really taken people for granted, and how many hearts has he actually broken. So what is he currently thinking about when he thinks of you, okay? What is this divine masculine? What is he currently thinking of when he thinks of you? His divine feminine. Right now in the 3D, what does he want to tell you that he's thinking? Oh, there's too many. What is he thinking? Too many again. Sorry, guys. They're just flying out. Okay, we know he's got a lot to say, but can we just get one or two at the most? There it is. Okay, responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. This is what he's currently thinking of when he thinks of you. So he knows that to come to you, he has to be responsible for his thoughts and his power, for the power of his thoughts and the amount of love he expresses to you. So he knows he's not in a good place emotionally, and that he has to watch that what is said between you if you are in contact. But he has to watch his intentions. He knows that to come to you, he has to be responsible. So he has to basically take care of what he's got to deal with, Yeah, because things are not balanced right now. We have the justice reversed. And he knows that emotionally he's not balanced right now. He's not taking responsibility, in this connection with you. There's no real responsibility. That's the Libra energy, and this is the Eight of Cups reversed. I'm just going to turn that candle off because I can hear a weird noise with the glass and I don't want it breaking. Okay, I just had to get another one. So anyway, what was I saying? So basically what he's saying is that he feels responsible. He feels responsible for you having to walk away. Because he just wasn't balanced. He's had to balance out karmic stuff and it's past stuff. He didn't want to have to walk away from you either. And I hear him saying you did the right thing by putting your foot down. It's really made him look at himself. King of Pentacles, see reversed. This is the King of Abundance, someone who's got this, stuff together, sorted, and they're financially stable and feeling secure. And he's not feeling secure. He's lost a lot in life, even financially. I feel like he might be going through some legal stuff right now financially. Maybe have had to have gone through quite a lot of losses. And he's really had to be responsible now for his life. He might have gotten himself so far on his journey and just to lose it all, or to have all these challenges. People have left him. Other people have walked away from him. And not just karmic partners or anything like that, I feel like he's lost friends. This divine masculine has lost friends. And he's starting to realize how responsible he has to be. And he's looking towards you, realizing that if he wants to come back to you, that you're not going to stand for that. You're not going to stand for this nonsense. You want him to step up. You know, this is what he has to do. You want him to become strong in his own divine self, you know, his own masculinity. You want him to take... You want him to be victorious. You want him to overcome this pain and dramas I'm hearing that he's undergoing right now. It's like he causes his own drama. He's finally taking responsibility now, guys. That's what I'm hearing. Because in the past, he always passed it off to others. It was their problem. It was their fault. If they walked away, he didn't care. You know, it was kind of like a real energy there, a bit of arrogance coming through. And I feel like this divine masculine right now is starting to really become aware of these patterns and how he has been with people, because it's almost like it's come right back around to him now. What goes around comes around. And I'm hearing for some reason that Justin Timberlake's song, What Goes Around Comes Around, or something it's called. Something like that. So it's very much about karma. What happens to you will happen to the other one. And if he's done wrong by you, you might have done wrong by him. It's vice versa. So he's kind of like really starting to realize how things feel. Because in the past, he never felt the consequences of his actions. And now he is. So he wants you to know. He's starting to open his eyes now to all this. He says your patience and faith is being rewarded. So he is actually coming to you. He recognizes that, you know, he loves you and enough is enough now. He doesn't want to be down that old path anymore. He wants to change. He's waiting and observing. So he knows that you're waiting and observing him. He knows that you're watching him. So he's aware of that, and that you've been questioning his loyalty to you. Is he going to be true to you? Is he going to be true to himself and to this connection? Or is he going to sneak around like in the past? Is he going to be loyal to you? A blessing is coming into your life. A new beginning, guys. And he's facing his fears. That's the blessing, I think, too, is that he is finally now facing his fears. Even as scary as they are, he's now having the courage to do that. So he wants you to know that he really appreciates you for everything that you've dealt with him. And he says the words roller coaster ride. He understands that that's your terminology, and that's what you call it, a crazy roller coaster ride. And he is just, once again, glad you got off that ride, because it showed him that, well, he didn't want to take you right down with him. That's what it is. His shadow self says, I feel so overburdened and exhausted by our unresolved issues. This is his shadow self, guys. We are talking from the higher self, but we want to see what's going on in the 3D. Oh, gosh. There's a lot he wants to say to you. My God. Okay. I feel like I failed. I am stuck in my grief. I bet you wish you never met me. Right now, affection is something I find hard to give and receive. My inner child is damaged from childhood wounds. I hate myself right now. And when I think of you, I feel angry. So he's going through a hell of a lot right now, guys. And He's angry because you left him. He's angry because he feels abandoned by you. You've brought up those. It's really weird because it's usually the divine feminines that have the abandonment issues, but not usually, actually. I shouldn't say that. It's usually noticeable that the divine feminines are undergoing abandonment issues, but so do the divine masculines. They just don't voice it. So deep down, they are afraid of rejection as well. And he feels angry because you abandoned him, and he feels like that lost little child that was abandoned by his caregivers. And there's definitely some issues with emotionally attaching. Maybe his parents didn't, or mother didn't really nurture him as a child. And one of the divine masculines, not all will resonate, but there are some that I'm tuning into that had no father figure. So they didn't have that strong male role model, or if they did have the father, he was a passive father. He didn't take control, didn't take the lead, and may have actually, this is what I'm getting, it's so sad really. I'm seeing a father figure who's really harsh, landing right down on the divine masculine when they were a child. And the divine masculine never felt they had their father's approval. So there's those that have grown up without their father, and there's those that have grown up with the non-approving father. So when the divine feminines come into that role where they're pointing their finger and it's kind of like telling him off because he isn't a certain way, it takes them right back to that trigger of one of their parents, usually the father, doing that and then feeling like they've failed and they're not good enough. Okay, that's just what that's doing, because they do, the twin flames, as we know, divine masculines and divine feminines, triggers each other's childhood wounds especially. So let's have a look. Okay, what does he want to say? So what does he want to see happen between you right now? What does the divine masculine want to see happen between you right now? Well, wow. You know, this is what he wants, guys. He wants to give your relationship a chance. He wants to work on it. He also wants reconciliation. Okay, he wants to return to you. He wants to work on it. He wants to return to you. Both their eyes are closed. They're in that bliss together, knowing that they're in each other's arms again. You can see in this one that they're both not looking at one another. They're not seeing eye to eye here. So the divine feminine is embracing her divine masculine, but she's kind of closing her eyes like she doesn't really believe it's real. And then it might just be a dream. And he's looking away, even though he's holding her quite strongly in his arms. He is looking away from her. And it might be because the eye contact might be really hard for some of you when you have been in, contact physically with each other. Eye contact may have been quite difficult. It's very intense, but it's also that he knows you can see into his soul. So it's that shame, once again, but he wants to work on it. And on the bottom of the deck, it says heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So he wants to do this. He just wants to know how. So because he doesn't have any idea yet, he's still new to all this, don't forget, he's trying his hardest to work out how the hell to heal and open up himself, let alone express it. So, yeah, 10 of Swords reversed and the 7 of Pentacles. So he knows that this journey's not over. He knows he's still got a lot to recover from and a lot to deal with his grief. He hasn't come to that full cycle yet, but he's on his way, I'm hearing. He's on his way. 7 of Pentacles reversed. There's a pathway he's abandoning, and it does actually feel good that he's doing this, because finally now he's got something like some control. He's taking over some part of his healing now. Some of them might have been into, like I see marijuana. So it could have been just drugs, that could be a symbol for drugs. So I feel like there was a drug addiction and they're overcoming this. Four of Cups reversed. time for contemplation, time to get his priorities in order. He's looking at that. The Hermit reversed. So they're both cards where it's retreating and withdrawing. And at the moment, he's realizing that there's still a light to find regarding looking into what his opportunities are for healing. So I feel like these divine masculines are doing this on their own right now. They may not necessarily be out there seeking help. I feel like they're just withdrawn, starting to feel all these things that are really foreign to them, knowing that they have no choice but to just go through it, sit with it and go through it. I just dropped down a whole heap of cards again. Okay. Can we see what that's about, please? What are we looking at here? Yeah, I want to do the Buddha cards, actually. The Buddha reading cards. Let's have a look. What is this divine masculine needing right now? What is he doing? Pure effort. Enlightenment is not your birthright. Those who succeed do so only through proper effort. Consider all spiritual teachings as an intellectual exercise to be practiced daily, diligently, and with discipline. This constant effort to maintain your daily practice is central to all spiritual practices that bring about personal transformation. Wow, wow, wow. Now, we've got the number 10, which would normally be the Wheel of Fortune, guys. It's the turning point in destiny. This divine masculine is finding it really damn hard going within and trying to focus and look at all these things, right? He's really lost. He has to find the light to navigate his way out of the darkness and to find out where he really sits, where he wants to be. He's sick of the old path. He wants to let go of it, but where to now, you know? So he also realizes that it's not going to be an overnight thing. This is going to take time and effort and dedication. And perhaps even outside help, because I think it's way too overwhelming for this divine masculine to do this exactly on his own. He may want to go on a retreat. He might just want to stay the hell away from people, especially certain groups that have been bad for him. So he's going to start finding himself withdrawing from people he doesn't want to associate with anymore. He might even find his diet is changing, that he starts having different belief systems. You might find that things he used to believe in are no longer serving him. Two of Swords, yeah, that conflicted feeling is over. The mask is coming off. So he knows what he has to do. The Fool. So, yeah, once again, there's still hesitation in jumping in. But he knows he knows the mask is coming off now. He knows that he has to face this. Yeah, the Nine of Cups. He knows he has to face this in order to achieve that fulfillment, you know, of what he wants, the wishes and dreams, and to work on this partnership with you. He knows you're not going to take him back unless he does this stuff. Now, okay, what else have we got? So how does he truly perceive you to be? How does he really see you, divine feminines, in the 3D right now? So let your friends help you. So he sees that you're surrounded with your friends, you're getting support around you. He sees that you've pretty much been propped up by your friends, you know, and family, that you've got a lot of support around you, which he feels quite like in contrast, he's so different. He feels like he's completely alone in his journey right now, but he sees you that you've got all this support. And he loves this for you. He loves that you've got people around you that are supportive. He also sees the chemistry that you both share. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. He also sees that you do have a friendship and he misses the friendship. All right, let's have a look at what else he loves within you. How is he perceiving you? He sees you as confident. He sees that you're really excelling in your life, actually. And he wishes he could be there with you. Reliable. He sees that you're reliable. Someone who's very loyal to your friends, and you're inspired. So he feels inspired around you. He can see that your friends are inspired, or other people are inspired by you. You could be a fire sign. You don't have to be, but that's just something coming through. Awakened. He sees that you're awakened. So this is why he feels really like that novice. He sees that you're excelling in your life. You've got this friend. You're moving on and up, you know, onwards and upwards. And he feels like he's kind of being left behind, but he understands why. But he loves what he sees as well. Okay. What else does the Divine Masculine want to share with you right now? He knows you've been dreaming of each other. You've been meeting in dreams. Oh, look, throat chakra, communicate clearly and with integrity. He wants to come forward and communicate with you. You are his guiding light. Beautiful. So he sees your light. He wants something to come to light as well. He wants light on a situation. So he wants clarity. He wants you to see exactly what he's feeling, what he's going through, and how he does feel about you. But once again, he's hiding it. He's very secretive in some ways, but it might not necessarily be a bad thing. It may just be that he's so like mysterious. You know, there's so much going on that he knows that you want to know about him and how he feels. And once again, that real intense sexual chemistry. So he might be very sexual, but you know, once again, I see that he wants this transparency. He doesn't want secrets between you. And once again, too, Scorpios are going through the transformation. It's the birth, death, rebirth stages here. So he wants you to know. He wants to talk to you about his changes. What have we got? Yeah, he wants to see past the illusion. Okay, he's really wanting to do that. He's researching about this. He's studying. So he is actually doing some study. He's looking into this. He's feeling nostalgic. He really misses you. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio or an Aquarius. Free hope in his heart for you guys to come back together. There's a lot of hope here. So he hopes that you haven't walked away. He hopes that you miss him as well. What does he want to say to you? What does he want to say? Let's have a look here, because this is what he's doing. This is what he wants to say to you. So all these other things he said to you, but he really does miss you. He really misses you. Wow, I'm thinking of you right now. So as you're watching this, he's thinking of you right now, guys. Yes, your feelings are correct. What is the feelings correct with, please? Comes up again. I'm thinking of you, thinking of me. You're thinking of me and I'm thinking of you. Yes, I am thinking of you. Yes, I do miss you. Yes, I do think of our happier times together. Meditation, you know, meditate on it. So that's interesting. You're meeting in the astral plane. I've said that to you. He's going into his retreat mode. He thinks of you. Seeing you triggers past pain within me. Yeah, it is at the moment. And I'm sending you signs. So in the physical realm, you may see feathers. You might see his name. You might have a special number that you see together. Returning love. Oh my God. Returning love. I'm sending you signs that I'm returning to you. But at the moment, I can't see you physically because it triggers pain. Tap into your creative spirit. You know, this is saying, this could be music between the two of you too. There might be a song that you hear that reminds you of each other. Because I definitely see music and songs being one of those synchronicities here. And he wants you to embrace your divine self, your divine goddess, your creative passions. He wants to see you rise and shine like that. See, once again, it's coming up. Communicate clearly and with integrity. What's this about? What does he want to say? We are mirroring each other. So he's recognizing that a lot of the things that you said to him, you're also mirroring each other. Like you might be showing him also and reflecting to him all the things he needs to heal. As he said, seeing you triggers past pain within me. So there's something about your energy right now that is causing him to really look within. But he's also been reflecting to you the things that you need to also heal. And he's starting to recognize that now, that you are alike in a lot of ways. I could only work with what I had at the time. Well, that goes for both of you, I think. So surrender to the present feeling. Your power animal is with you. If there's a certain animal that you might have a common animal that you really are, have a connection with. Could be horses that you both have a connection with. But your power animal is with you, helping him as well to surrender to his present feeling, visualize your dreams into reality. He's got no choice but to accept that what he's got at the moment is all he can deal with. He's still learning skills in how to deal with this. Look inside yourself. He's looking inside himself. Oh. Went on the ground again. My God, they don't ever stop flying down the ground. Can you feel me with you? Look inside yourself. Can you feel me? Can you feel me inside yourself? Find peace in solitude. So this is what he's doing right now. He wants you to also find peace within yourself, because at the moment there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on. He can feel it. He can feel your pain. He feels your sadness. What does he want to say about that? Yeah, come into a place of peacefulness. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love brings calmness to your soul. I feel like this divine masculine is definitely listening to some relaxation music. There's something he's putting on around him that just soothes his soul. So it may not necessarily be relaxation music, but there's definitely some form of music that he's listening to that relaxes him. And it may be different to what he's normally used to listening to. So it's interesting, that one. So, where are we? Just going to keep going with some of these messages here. I want to go into higher messages in a minute. Yeah, he's been in denial. He's been in denial. And he recognizes that. Social butterfly. So once again, there's that casual, light-hearted energy, probably too much of a person that just wants to go out and have fun. But within 6 months, what's happening within 6 months? And within 1 year. Can we get an idea of what's going on there within 6 months? So we got 2 cards there? Yeah, we do. So we've got the King of Cups and the Three of Cups reversed. He's moving away from a karmic cycle, and it could be a third-party situation that he's totally letting go of. It could be just the energy of that person. Once again, I'm talking about karmic connections from the past. He's letting go of that, and it's going to be within 6 months that this starts happening. What else have we got? Within 1 year. Whoop, shit. I keep falling, my God. Okay, here we go. What's this one? Page of Pentacles. So he's working on himself. He's setting new goals, guys. He's really, really dedicated and determined to make this transition. Now let's see what higher self messages he has for you. What does this divine masculine want to say from his higher self to you? Okay, I have gained wisdom from my mistakes, and this confusion has lifted. I am so glad we're on the same page and understand each other. Wow, we just saw that message about them not seeing eye to eye, and he wants to be on the same page with you and understand you. So he wants to start working on himself so that he can be on the same page as you. He does feel like you're way ahead of him, and that you're kind of out of his league at the moment in terms of emotional maturity, your life experiences and things like that you've been having, separately. Just want one more message, please. He is very strong and protective of you. This is the bear who's very protective. So that's the word I get with this, is he's protective of you. Once again, the 10, which is the destiny card. So he knows that, you know, he wants to come in and protect you. The 1 and the 5 equals a 6. It's the Lovers card. So he definitely wants to come in and show you and prove to you that he is the masculine. You know, he's the man kind of thing. He can step up and be the person that you need him to be. Yeah. Protective and in control of his life. Strong, you know, a strong divine masculine. That's what he wants. Just want to get one more card, guys. Just one more card before this video ends. What's a special message for these twin flames, please? It's time to take action. Expect powerful change. Oh, wow. It's time for him to take action. He knows this. He's telling you that he knows it's time he takes action. Expect powerful change and transformation within him because it's coming, guys. This is just so awesome. So I'm going to be doing an actual channeling very soon where I may not focus so much on the cards, but I'm going to absolutely do a very in-depth channeling from the Divine Masculine and what he wants to share with you. There'll be very specific messages in that one as well, more so than this one. So let me know how this resonates with you. Hopefully it has given you some clarity and comfort on your path. And I look forward to connecting with you next time. Love and blessings.